Am I the stupid for telling my dad? I don't care about his feelings, and I will walking down the aisle alone? My father found out that my mother had an affair many years ago with his brother when they were still together. My father became suspicious and pressured all his children to take a DNA test. I was the only one of the 4 who not the biological. This screwed up my relationship with my father. I visited him every weekend, and after the test results, he cut the visits. He always gave some money for his children, but for me he only gave what he was obliged by law to do. All of my brothers got a car and a trip to another country. I only got trip, because that's what my mother managed on her own. It hurt to see my brother, who is 1 year younger than me, and he win everything. From 1 month to the next, I lost a loving, present, and helpful father. And every time I pointed this out, he told me to understand how hard it was for him to see the fruit of my mother's betrayal, and to see that she lied to him for years, taking advantage of the similarity between him and his brother. For over 5 years, he barely spoke to me beyond the basics and excluded me from everything. It hurts a lot. After 5 years, under the influence of my stepmother, he had more contact with me, but we were no longer the same. Our relationship has always been rocky after that. The situation, I'm getting married to my beautiful bride in a few months, and we're getting ready for the ceremony. My father insisted on giving a value to help, and although I didn't want to, I ended up accepting it as long as there was no charge from him. Somehow I think won by my brothers, he found out he wouldn't walk me down the aisle and he had a meltdown. He said that this was our moment, as we planned it when I was younger, and that it was his dream to walk his only daughter down the aisle. At some point, he talked about helping out at the party. I said, he forfeited that right by setting me aside for 5 years for something I wasn't guilty of. So I prefer to go alone. He again began to say that I should understand his feeling, and that it was a very difficult time for him, and that he accepted me. I exploded saying that I didn't care about his feelings, because he just ignored that he raised me for 17 years, and treated me like it was an obligation. He looked shocked and he left. My stepmother called me later, saying that I broke my father's heart doing and saying all this and that he is human. He can make mistakes. And that he was trying his best to make up for lost time. Am I the stupid?